to another session of Painting Saturdays on the 999 ASMR Tarot Visual Textures. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but then that's nothing unusual, is it? So we're going to try to paint a face today. And the last time I tried painting a face was in 2017, and I actually have an example of what it looked like way back then. This is what I did way back then. I have another example, but I can't find it. And so the reference photo, I'm going to show you the reference photo that I'm going to be using. I'm using one from 2011. I think this picture was taken in 2011. When I was a lot younger, before my hair went completely gray. And so we're going to be giving this a try. So I took the liberty of putting a rough, just a rough outline of where everything is going to be. And so we got to figure out how to make the shades. And so what shade is this? So that's probably like one of the first things. Try to figure out what the shade of my skin is. It might be kind of like that, like this color here. Maybe it's a bit more orangey, like this. Does that look what it kind of looks like? Kind of a little darker color. I'm gonna try to match that, or maybe it's more like this this color here, that yellow ochre, but no, there, maybe there, red orange. Oh no. So anyway, then we're going to be making those colors. I think I might, maybe that color. Well, does it really matter to try to get the exact color? Maybe we'll try it another time, and at that time we'll try for an exact color match as possible. I think I might try for a lighter color, like like this one here. So we'll make an orange here, yellow orange or orange. Maybe this red orange. Yeah, I think I'll try that one. I'll go for the red orange. Mix that color down, and then, but maybe we'll kind of, yeah, we'll do that. Make that color. Maybe it's like two different ones. Maybe it's this one and it's this one. What do you think? Well, we're just gonna get started. You know, this I'm using here is a it is a Liquitex Quinacridone Magenta, and I'm thinking that I'm gonna be using this in it. I'll be able to get. Well, hi, Ange. I'm trying something new here. Facebook reminded me a few days ago that I painted a self-portrait, and I had completely forgotten that I had done that, and so I'm here. So the last time I painted a self-portrait was, I think, in 2017. Yes, sir. I do like Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin, yeah, like, that's a good band. So we're going to be trying to make a color that might match, you know, this, might. Yeah, I wish that we could play music so much, you know, to have it in the background without like getting copyright striked and everything else. And so it looks like I'm going to add a little bit of this, more of this yellow ochre to it. Try to match those colors up a bit. You know what? I was actually never into the Beatles. When I was like a teenager, I had the White Album, and I really tried to like the Beatles, but the reality is I don't like the Beatles. And but yeah, my favorite band is actually Black Sabbath. It's my favorite all-time band. And so that color doesn't quite match. Yeah. Let's see what I'm kind of feel like I'm barking up the wrong tree here. I'll add some more of this color. It's really close to this red orange. I mean, it is there. But I think if we start with this color and we're going to just block this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. My Christianity, sir, is kind of rather unorthodox, but I do love me these I do love icons, and I kind of I grew up in a liberal Lutheran church, and then I converted Catholic, and now I'm just in my own sort of a path, in my own place. But anyways, I don't want to get all kind of preachy here, but if I were to, I think that it's more about how we act than what we believe. And so this guy's starting to get like a chrome dome head. I think we're gonna just try this. But I do talk about those kinds of things, but I hope that this guy doesn't end up looking angry. Come Together by Beatles is an amazing song. Yeah. Well, I'm not a real preachy. I don't. Okay, so when it comes to, I can't remember who said this, but when you are kind of more of like a monastic type of person, you may have a much quieter yeah. It's a much quieter thing. Yeah, maybe you're part of the occult, but But anyways, we're not here to. I don't want to really be here. I'm here to paint this, to paint a selfie here, and not necessarily to talk about um, such things. But yeah, actions speak louder. Yeah, because there was this one guy. God, I wish I knew because where they said always evangelize, but sometimes use words. Sometimes use words, and so because really, what if I were to talk about what I could go and do that. I didn't come here prepared to really talk about that. So we're just gonna go back as actions, and that you love a person through your actions, not through your words. And so when your faith path is in that kind of a vein, I mean, what difference does it make exactly what what your beliefs are? This guy's starting to look, hopefully it'll look better than, but you know, it's all right. I haven't done, okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ange. Yeah, is your son at the prom tonight, or some kind of a school dance thing? That must be my sister calling now. I can tell already. This is this is we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna do this again. I'm probably gonna practice off camera and try this again sometime. And we're just gonna work on that, on the shadings a bit here. This guy's kind of starting to look like he's some kind of a something else. Let's add some white to here. I'm gonna stop looking at the reference photo, and you know what this character's starting to look like? It's starting to look really more cartoonish. Oh, off partying with friends. Okay. Yeah. So are you, Ange, are you old enough to have a child that's like out partying with friends? An alien an entity that wants to come forth. Yeah. I'm going to. I'm hopefully I won't screw this up, Ange, but I'm going to. Um, there you go. I'm going to give you a. There you go. That should work out. 16 and 18. Wow. Well, you know, I am old enough to be a grandfather, so I'm old enough to be a grandfather. I think if we angle the colors off this way, the eyeball is going to be someplace in here. What this is really starting to remind me of is there was a show called Farscape, and I think Farscape came out of was it? No, it was Australian. That's right, it was an Australian show. It was Lex that was a product of Nova Scotia. You live over there by Nova Scotia, don't you? I mean, you don't have to say exactly where, but um, Lex, which was one of like the weirdest science fiction shows I'd ever seen in my life. Even I went back and re-watched some of those episodes, um, and I can definitely say that in Ontario, yeah. So over there, it's like I was like thinking today, if I ever won the lottery or could come into some money, my dream vacation trip that I would like to do is to travel North America on a train, you know, with a, you know, affording like a sleeper car, and with one of those trips where you could kind of on a sleeper car and kind of go from and go across North America, kind of on the south, and then come back around and come back to the west coast through Canada, because I've always wanted to see Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan, because you know I was like when I was like shopping around for colleges in the 80s. I was looking at a private, I think it was a private religious school, to be honest with you, in Saskatchewan. I think that's what you call it. And and that's where the eyes go. I'm gonna add this kind of color right in on this side to um, change the shading of it. But yeah. So for the folks just kind of lurking in and watching in, I'm actually not an expert at doing portraits and doing faces. This is only like the second or the third one I've ever done in my adult life. And I thought I would just give it a try to see what happened. And that's kind of what we got. Oh, there's 11 people lurking in, and there's one like, which so that's a 111. I've been seeing that number 111 a lot lately. 1010, but then again, I did see 5552 earlier this evening. We'll put the hair in, so that should shape it up a little bit. Yeah, you're welcome. I wanted you to, just in case. My judgment of people is always way too generous. Karen is like a really good moderator. She kicks people out that that I'm way too generous with. Yeah. There we go. That's kind of a more creamier color. Let's add that in here. Mm-hmm. My sister has a lot of children who work in healthcare. Her my sister's works in sleep medicine, and her oldest her oldest sells actually, like, her sales area is like half of the United States, and I'm putting too much light on the wrong side. I need to put more light on this side. But anyways, her second oldest daughter is a nurse, and then her youngest daughter, she has four daughters and two boys, and one of them, they all work. All of them except for one works in healthcare in one fashion or another. But yeah. Karen is a neat lady. But then, everybody's kind of that I've met in the tarot community is everyone that I've met through YouTube on the tarot community. The tarot community is really nice. Okay. Oh, shall we work on those eyeballs again? Okay, so I need to add some, maybe a transparent shade of, make a nice transparent shade of what? Some pink here. We use some of this here. Yeah, kind of a rose. We'll make it, add more water to it and get it to be more. It is. And I've been kind of reading. I've been reading a little bit on AE weight, and I kind of identify with AE weight. That he was a Christian mystic, and kind of add that color in here. Probably should have put that on the other side, but we can do. is that there is a welcoming that exists because of how many different paths that people are walking on. Okay, well, what are we gonna do here? We got my eyebally here. Let's see if we can do that without screwing up. Do I use this brush? No. Let me use this liner brush. All right, so what we got is, where does the eyeball itself go? Kind of like here. Kind of, I got blue eyes, so we'll just use that blue needs a little bit of, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do a thin blue, and then we can add a different color on top of it. If I want to change the shade of it, so we'll put it's gonna look so oddball-ish. I just know it. But you know what? It's gonna have this sci-fi like look. Already it just seems that way. And it's a lot harder than it looks to paint what you see. Uh, you know. So we're doing, this is kind of more cartoonish. Let me just do some, this is a bone black. It's a transparent black. I'm gonna just put that in here. It's got a lot of water in it. Doesn't kind of showing up very well. Kind of very intense eyes. All right, now what are we gonna do here? Very carefully, we will enclose the eyeball around. And I think very light color in there. So if we put a lighter color shade in here, it may make it look like it's like a totally different environment. I'm not going to be kind of start light and then go around, get a little darker. So if you're just looking in and you're looking for expertise, you're not really going to find it here. Not in this video. But it's starting to get a really more of a cartoonish kind of a quality to it. And so I guess that's okay, right? Let's add a little more water in here to get the colors in there. Kind of getting the basic. All right, well, we spread that around. So it's going to have like this black eye effect here. Kind of like Igor. Yeah, all right. Well, it's what it is. All right, well, let's just say we take this over here. We'll paint a little bit of a line like that. I guess we just make it okay. Oh, that's great. I'm glad that you like that. Yeah. Add this sort of this quinacridil red with magenta with this red, and I'll make it some really bright red lips, maybe. Let me go back to that reference photo and see what we got. You know, that's not really that it at all, but there's kind of maybe just a little bit of a quirk here. This is just funnier and shit. That's all I can say. I'm I'm so laughing at myself here. Um, okay, so we're gonna take. Let me see. I don't want. Let's take some of this paint off here. A little more white in that. So pinky. So what do we got? Like a. It's. I'm. I'm sorry. I, this is just cracking me up here. We'll add a little this yellow ochre to it and make another color here. A little more of that. It's just I, I I was thinking how much of a bad idea it was to do this and without doing a practice run first. And but you know what? I was thinking that it would just to make it more spectacle than anything else. Um, the whole spectacle of it. They have an ear over here. It's kind of like really reminds me of Young Frankenstein, like one of the characters in Young Frankenstein, a cartoonish kind of a Young Frankenstein. So it's like not it's come away from being any resemblance of a actual person, and though there is no ear on this side in the other reference photo, but that's fine. We can we're kind of off on it's not it's kind of out of the realm of being selfie now, and it's right into the realm of being more of a of a yeah. And I'm still giggling. Yeah, it's just it's, we'll just kind of put that in there with the big ears, kind of hmm. Yeah, I'm giggling away here. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, did I show you my? I haven't finished editing the video yet, but this is like my latest. I think did I show this one? I am going to mail your thing out on probably like Tuesday. I think I have to finish the box and I'm going to so and I'm just kind of working on that. So you had a great show with Tom, and yeah, I had a real quiet day. This is like almost the first time I've gone on YouTube all day, and but yeah, I am, and but your deck is coming, and I'm gonna shove it, put it in the mail like Tuesday. I'm gonna send one to Hershey as well, but this is my latest mini deck. And I have a video that I'm getting ready to cut together, and I really like these damn mini decks. Yeah, we'll have to do that. This is like this is really neat. And but I have the video. I'm the long play video. I'm kind of working on editing it. But you know, when you are editing all of yes I did, and I'll show that one here. But these decks that I have created, I think this one is Hershey's. One of them I made one for Hershey and I made one for Ramon. I think this one's Ramon's. And this is a crosswords. So I made it. Yeah, I think this because Ramon's has more cards in it. So this is Ramon's, and it's made from my losing scratch lottery tickets. And I have only I have I don't know, I probably have, I don't know how many of these I have left, but they're all are individual. I can't exactly I can't exactly I don't really, yeah, anyways. So the backs, I put numbers on them. And so what you can do, Ramon, when you get yours is you can use the back sides to, you can personalize it by writing any keywords or anything like that on the back sides of it, and kind of things, just to kind of more personalize this as a divination tool. So as I mentioned in a previous one of these, that I am a gambler, but I haven't really played, other than apps on my phone. I haven't really engaged in any gambling, or with the exception of playing the Oregon Megabucks. That's the only lottery game I play right now. And yeah. Yeah, I think that one is yours. One of them is Hershey's, and one of them is yours. And I think probably Hershey thinks I forgot about her, but I didn't forget about her. I just haven't gotten around, because after the election, everything just sort of. Yeah, you can, but why don't you? This one here, the Dreamscapes. I just need to finish editing the video, and I think I can have it. I'll probably finish editing it tomorrow, unless my mother's not feeling very well. I need to take her to either urgent care or to an appointment on Monday. But if I don't take my mom to the doctor tomorrow, then I'm going to edit this video tomorrow, and I'll post it tomorrow night. Yeah. So this one is mini, and whereas the mini one is this one. So you can see that size wise, and then this is the Coleman the Coleman Smith um, miniature borderless, and that's if you look at the kind of size wise. But yeah, you know, if you are having your camera pointed down, the mini deck is the one that makes the most amount of sense for doing readings. Uh, anyways, let's see what am I was gonna do for. Yeah, I'm hoping I'll get it done tomorrow. But you know what? I've been working on it for almost like 2 weeks, or yeah, about 2 weeks, and haven't got it done. Let's just put some color down to where that neck is. Here like that. Maybe kind of like that, and a bit like here. Yeah, maybe kind of fill the chin out a bit. Maybe we can make it less cartoonish. Prayer cards. Yeah, I didn't have prayer cards. I didn't really come across icons until actually, but this one is a prayer card. This is the St. Francis prayer. Um, yeah. Well, if I had come out of a different class, a different socio-economic class, I probably would have become a monk. Even though I've lived my life very monkish, and so yeah, I have lived a fairly celibate life. So I mean, I'm almost like a monk, and but I have trouble with meditation because I have trouble sitting still that long. If that makes any sense. I know how to do the contemplate. I know with the practice of contemplative prayer and all of that. And I'm only going to do the neck this color, and then we'll come back in and um, shade it so it's the right colors and it looks right. Yeah. Those are, yeah, they are Orthodox. They are Orthodox. I mean, what I love to have is, because so you look at this one, this is like the judgment card. Kind of the combination between the death card and the judgment card. And what I'd like, which I haven't really found, was if you could get all of the stations of the cross in little mini icons. I understand that, and so that's your meditation. But if in the Catholic world, your contemplative prayer is the same as like a Buddhist meditation, a quiet meditation, and so maybe that is more light that way, and yeah. So there's a difference. So like in the Eastern religions, it's just meditation, and then but in the Catholic monastic, or the monastic, the Catholic and Orthodox monastic traditions, they have taken that and they split it into two things. And so they split the silent prayer into contemplative prayer, and then the rosary is a meditative prayer. The rosary is a meditative prayer because you are doing a slow and deliberate action. So this experience, painting, could be an experience of a meditation if you were if you weren't talking or listening to music or anything like that while you were doing the action, and you were being deliberate in your actions, and then that is a meditative things. Or if you were a mechanic or whatever, you act and you do in your action in a meditative manner. And so you could be at work and providing, you were doing a task that didn't involve talking to people. You can do that task in that meditative spirit, and being mindful of what you're doing in that moment. And so that's the meditative and methodical magic in the mundane. And yeah. It's kind of funny about that whole use of the word magic. And it takes it, I don't know, kind of his neck is really long. Magic in the mundane. I wish I could find the reference photo. I have a reference photo that's literally printed out of this one that I was using, and I've been looking for it for like 2 days, and I can't find it. But like I say, I painted this. The first time I did one of these was like towards the end of 2017, and let's just maybe shade this out over there. Some more water. Actually, I might actually do some take some of this gel medium and put it in here, and use that instead of water to thin. Kind of spread that paint around a bit. Yeah. So do you have any relatives who live in the States, Ange? I was like trying to think if I had any relatives that lived in Canada. I mean, because I have like my points of entry for my family to coming to this country. Oh, I see. You're from Wisconsin, and then the guy you married was from Canada, and then that's how you ended up in Canada. Okay, in Washington State. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did have an uncle. My mother. So it would be my great uncle who and his wife, who they had a ranch up in Canada for a while. Like I think it was like in the 60s and the 70s, and then when they worked it until I think he was like 80 years old. Then he came back to live down in Oregon. And yeah, you moved here for a boy. Yeah, yeah. One of my writer friends, married a Canadian, and then he got dual citizenship, and he was from like Washington as well. I think he was originally from the Tri-Cities areas in Washington, and um, then he got divorced, but he maintained that citizenship, and then he remarried, and then in 2020, he and his new wife, they moved to, yeah, in British Columbia. Yeah, yeah, they moved to like French-speaking Canada, and his wife just retired from Seattle Public Schools, and my friend is he's very much like a immigrant doing immigrant labor in a city that he doesn't speak the language. Yeah, lighten up this side with this gel medium stuff here. I want to make that side just a little darker. Kind of maybe mix some of this other yellow in it. Yeah. When I was in my 20s, I tried I I wanted to I wanted to live in Israel. Let's make some shading here. I wanted to live in Israel. And I was trying to figure out how I could go and not having any Jewish blood, or not enough. Not enough. Um and yeah. The mail order brides just things just doesn't go the other way. No, but it doesn't seem to. Something that maybe it does work that way, but like in the '90s, it was kind of harder to. Um, hmm, I think I just ruined this thing with this coloring on it. Yeah, it ruined my painting. I'm kind of make it a little browner here. Kind of where the shadow is, it's kind of like this. It's really more expressionistic. Hello, Jessica. Welcome. I'm just trying something new. I haven't. I'm not. I'm not a. This is not really part of my expertise at all, and so this is. I'll probably do it again because I don't really want it to be defeated by the fact that be defeated by this. Yeah. Yeah, welcome, Jessica. And how and I what sport do you play any sports in the wintertime, Jessica? I know you played baseball and let's just have this. Wait, I don't like the line strokes that way. Kind of this, that, and kind of move this out of there. Trying to get it to shade away so it gets some depth to it, and then we want to add some hair to it maybe. So no winter spots. Okay. So it's getting to be what, about 1 a.m. on the East Coast right now, I think. And so very cartoonish. Okay. I feel like I need to go. Let's make another color here, which kind of come in here, add some of this bone black to it. Maybe I want to make it more of a eyebrow color or something like that. Facial hair. You know, I don't know, Jessica. I'm sure that somebody's going to give me some socks. I need a haircut really bad. I haven't had a haircut since June, and I'm starting to, and so let's lighten this up. I'm probably just going to end up cutting my own hair. Let's put a little more of this in here. You know, it would be nice if some nice person in my family would replace my telephone for like another Motorola Stylus 2024, so I can, because my battery on this phone is starting to fade, and then if I had a second phone, then maybe I could do a two camera thing. It might be possible. I take the one of the, turn it into a second camera, so I can, that would make a totally different setup if I could run my show off of two cameras. I would really, really like to have that ability to do that. And let's make a thin layer of this red. And we're going to kind of put it on there. Yeah. But probably, most likely, Jessica, all I'm getting for Christmas is some socks. And yeah, that's probably all it is. Socks. You know, a lot of my socks are full of holes anyway. And so, yeah, having something, let's add a different color in here and add it and move it up a notch. So, maybe a mustache, huh? You might get a dog. Oh, yeah. What kind? Are you going to get like a little tiny dog, or are you going to be like a typical? Um, a typical person and a female, and you get a big giant dog. Because that's what I've seen with like my nieces. They've all gotten like big giant dogs. And maybe we're going to work on that hair, the coloring down on the neck again. I'm going to make a different color down here, add it in here before I end up maybe a little darker in here and make it less redneckish. A tiny dog. You know, the tiny dogs are the best. I just love tiny dogs. You know, I have a couple, I have quite a few videos of my little dog. I posted one just the other day. It's 111 seconds. It's 1 minute and 11 seconds long, and my little doggy, she's 14. Let's go lighten it up a little bit more. Pee-wee, yeah, you saw Pee-wee. Yeah. She doesn't really like being on camera, so I don't try that often to just like, for instance, welcome Zero. What do I look like? Okay, Jessica. This is what I look like 15 years ago. Yeah. So this is me. This is me in 2011, 2010 or 2011. So it was before my hair turned completely gray. I think I might have a recent picture in here. Actually, no, I just have this is like me. And I took a picture when I was my last 2 weeks in Seattle in one of my favorite churches. This was a place in my neighborhood. It was called the Wall of Discarded Art, and there. Now this is me when I was like in my 20s. So yeah, this is when I was in a fraternity in college. That's what I looked like then. And then this is when I was in my very early 30s. My very early 30s. This is then. And so this is like here, my facial hair was brown. There was not any gray in it. I started getting gray hair around 37. And this is right before I moved to Seattle in 2003. And I'm reading from the Gospel of Thomas. And I've been looking for this book for 10 years. I don't know where. It's a hardbound copy of the Gospel of Thomas. It's just the Gospel of Thomas in it. And I'm sitting on on a big rock in the middle of right in the middle of wine country, and I'm reading into a video camera because at this time in my life I had a cable access TV show, and so I was videotaping me reading from the Gospel of Thomas. I did other kinds of poetry and stuff like that. And so this is like in 2010. And I was like, what was I, 42 then? Something like that. 40 something. Around the same time periods. Same time periods when I was like, and then this here is when I may have been in my late teens. This might have been like in like 1988, 89. I turned 21 in 1989, and so 88, maybe it was 86 or 87. I graduated high school in 86, And this is when I was up in Seattle in the early aughts. No, it was actually not. It was probably, I don't know, like 2009 or something like that. And I just pulled all these off of Facebook because I was looking for this particular reference picture. And yeah, this was from my near goth days. Or actually, I took this. This is a great picture. I like that picture of myself. And this is probably one of the more recent ones. I was I was on that pass in between. I was on a journey. Yeah, 2013 is when I took this picture with the Palisades in Washington, on that road that goes in between Centralia and Yakima. And yeah, between Centralia and Yakima, this is where that was taken. And this is me looking like a Jewish person, but I actually do have a little bit of I have a little bit of that in me. My mom's father was of Jewish descent, and so that's my dad. You can see he looks like me. Um, and actually, this is in 2015. This is right before I started painting, and I was working a job out in the woods. I was very tired on that day. Yeah, so that's my dad. He was a worker. He was a genius mathematician, but he really liked just making things with his hands. And so, but yeah, I don't have any pictures of myself now. But if you were to look at a picture of me now, you would really see how much I look like my father. But I also look like my mom too. And I don't have a picture of my mom here either. But anyways, there, just a little go through the photo album, and I'm gonna get my reference photo back. And so, oh, actually, I do have a more recent one. This is at like one of my middle niece's wedding, and that was like in 2021. So this is what the color of my hair is now. It's all gray, and I don't have any facial hair anymore. I do have a mustache now, but just because shaving is such a pain in the arse, and it just the facial hair just sort of collects a lot, and so this is probably, on this tablet. This is the most recent picture I have, and but yeah, so you can see with that. Oh, and this is the first selfie. Yeah, it is. Well, you know what? You know what, Ange? I just use one of those ones with a handle, and you put a straight razor in it, and I just use that. And so this is the first time I tried painting a portrait, and this was in 2017. And I think also that year I painted this. This is another time, and so this is the very third time. This is the third time ever trying to paint a picture. And oh yeah, and then on my 50th birthday, I spent it in that was in 2018. I spent 9 days, 9 nights in Hawaii, and this is on board one of those museum ships at Pearl Harbor. And yeah, I just absolutely love Hawaiian shirts. I have quite a those a bit of those, but that's um, my favorite type of shirts to wear. Oh yeah, I guess there's my mom there, and this was taken. This is down at, I think, probably Boiler Bay or someplace near. Yeah. So, anyways, there's that, and there we go. There's my reference photo for this, but it's not looking anything like that. But so anyways, I don't really have very many things of my folks on here, but anyway, there you got it. There it goes. And let's just bring this up a shade here. So if I go back to painting and you go doing some explaining, that one of the ways, this is according to a PBS special I watched, and that the masters like Da Vinci they use thin layers of transparent paints to get the colors they desired. So they would let a layer of paint completely dry first before they applied another layer. And do I have a favorite Bible verse? I don't have my Gospel of Thomas in this room, but I have. It's more like I never memorize verses per se, but my favorite would be, it might be kind of more like conceptually of the whole idea of well, if the the conceptually of the idea of how to love others. So whatever you did to the least of these, you did to me. So did you, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was thirsty, did you give me water? When I was naked, did you give me clothes? When I was, you know, homeless, did you give me a place to live? And when I was in prison, did you come and visit me? And then they say, no, no, when were you naked? When were you hungry? When were you in prison? When were this? And then Jesus says, whatever you do to the least, whatever you do to these people, you do to me. Whatever you don't do to these people, you do to me. And that's kind of, that whole concept is my kind of a favorite thing. That has driven my politics. It has driven, you know, it has driven pretty much everything, I think, in that sense. Let's go bring on a really thin coat of this stuff. I'm going to add that onto the neck. I want some more of that glazing fluid. Yes, that is it, Ange. That is exactly it. That is exactly it. Well, but that's also comes from that Lutheran roots and and my Lutheran roots. And it's the Catholic roots too. Yeah. Truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Yes. Well, let's just bring this up a shade. And so, yeah. Oh, we want to put some of this in here too. Some light spaces. But it needs a little definition. We'll add a bit of this red in here to bring up. If I wait, yeah, we are one. And that's the thing is, I don't really, I don't know. I don't want to go on there and bashing some people's religious path. I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that road. Um, I don't want to go down that road. And I've done it, and I don't want to do that. Done it, and it's been done to me, and yeah, I don't know about that. We're just gonna have to fix that later. No, no, I don't. I don't mind. I don't mind the topic. I was just thinking. I was just gonna make another comment and about different religious sects, different sects, and I just decided I just didn't want to. I didn't want to go down that path of talking about what you don't like about different different denominations, different sects, and so forth. And so I'm gonna go move on here and add some more definition to this. Let's see, what color should the shirt be? Maybe it would be like a um, blue shirt, maybe purple. No, more blue. I fixed the red neck. Yeah, you know what, Jessica, that's a difficult question to answer. Um, I would just I just would like to just stay here as long as I can. Yeah, come with this color. Hmm. Without pulling my hair dryer out, I can't do anything else to this area in shading and anything like that because the color, there's too much water on the piece of paper and it will turn everything to mud. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, what my beliefs anyway, as far as Jessica, and I don't really want to lead anybody astray, but since I was like a kid, I've had a, a belief that we're on a path. We're here. We have to try to live a life where you're living a life that is as loving as possible to others, to the so if you're born if you're born in a Christian tradition, then there is those kinds of things and concepts to live up to. I don't know. It's yeah. And nobody knows how long they get to stay here. You can we don't there, nobody we don't nobody knows. Well, some people, think they do, but we just don't know how long. We don't know how long we get here. We hope that we get as long as possible. Long enough that, you know, you can enjoy yourself and you grow up and you learn how to, be be a decent human being, to treat people with respect and so forth. And is hard. Growing up is hard. There's nothing easy about this life. We'll just use this color in here. It doesn't quite look very shirt-like, but it's good enough. Yeah. It's all shaded wrong. I know. Because right now I'm thinking I'm coming up on an hour and 15 minutes. I want to wrap this thing up in the next 10-15 minutes. So I'm just going to go a little faster here. And I'm going to put this coloring over here. Move the color around a bit. Work on the shading. It's kind of a t-shirt, but maybe it needs to have buttons on it. We'll use a different brush for that. I have another Oracle deck that I started working on, Ange, and I think I have it here. Yeah, I do have it here. Yeah. It's kind of I modeled it after like a Magic 8-ball and added a bunch of other answers. So this is my crossword one. And so it has a different, I wanted it to be kind of funny. And so I was looking through things and then trying to go after the humorous ones and try to be more humorous. You have different kinds of yes and don't be dumb, balance expectation to reality, because this is what painters and artists and everybody needs to know, is because we have an envision in our mind about the way things should be, but reality is something totally different. And there we go. We have different things, and this is like that. I might maybe that's that. An answers deck. But anyways. Two. Is that what I just did? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I saw 222 today. I did see 1010. I saw 111. 707 quite a few times. And oh, that's right. I wanted to do like a coming down the shirt here. And maybe we'll make a, I guess that was a mistake. Yeah. This is probably a mistake to do this. And then, what side did the button go on? We're going to put some buttons. Oh, but maybe what we'll do here is, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Oh, angel numbers. Repeat numbers, Like you look at the clock, maybe you just look at a clock and then it happens to always be the same set of numbers, like 2:22 or 3:33, and every day for some reason you just look at the clock and it's like 3:33. That's kind of what, yeah. Or like Jessica, like my channel name 999 ASMR Tarot, 999. That's an angel number. I'm going to. This may not be such a great idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. Wait, it's got color on there I didn't want to put in there. You know, this is kind of like a Jeff thing. He wears that one shirt of his. He wears that one shirt of his and he wears it inside out and backwards so that the tag looks like this. And I actually have a priest shirt here, but I bought a priest shirt several years ago. And I'm his priest shirt, but it's not really. It's just a shirt. I literally have a priest shirt, which I bought for costume. For one of my other YouTube channels that I don't use any upload to anymore. That's like my wall of discarded art. So we'll put that in here like that. Then go give him some hair. And then do the... Yeah, they do. I realize that... But they're not that expensive, though. But I understand his budgets are like super tight. I get that. But they're not that expensive. I think I got it for like maybe $40 or $50. I mean, that's for a clergy shirt. That's really like nothing. And came with the... Yeah, but if you don't have any money, $30-50 is a lot. All right, let's go make hair color again. And we're going to use red. I used all that yellow ochre. So we'll just go to this primary yellow and make it with this. Paint's getting kind of gloopy. Yeah. Well, why would you price one out? I mean, I priced it out. I got one because I had a show series that I called the Chapel of Poetry, and I built a set in my barn. I still have those sets in my barn, and I stood in front of a microphone or a little podium thing, which was a music stand, and made and and then I would read. I kind of put on a little thing, Nobody actually, you never actually. I mean, I had a lot of fun making those videos, but no one watched them. But it was fun. I was working graveyard shift at the time, and I was serving drinks on it, cocktails on the graveyard shift at a casino, and rather than changing your sleep schedule when on your days off, I didn't do that. I just kept the same schedule, and then on my days off, I made videos. And everything was poetry related, and then it devolved from there. It got kind of bloggy and stuff like that. It was what it was, but it was that experience, an experience of doing my first experience doing YouTube. And I'm gonna make this color. So I do have 2 other channels, but like I say, anybody watching here really doesn't need to know what they are. They don't need to know what they are. You don't need to go and subscribe to them or anything like that. And none of that's necessary. For me, I keep those channels simply because I go there occasionally to see where I've been, and gonna make some hair here. Need that reference photo. This hair is not very good. Again, this is really making me laugh here. Maybe we'll give it some sideburns here. Some good old sideburns coming down. It's very cartoonish. It's hair like I've never had before. It looks like a Chuck to you? Yeah. Kind of that little bit there. Maybe we'll darken it up in some places, add a little more of this bone black to it. Mix it in. A little darker on this side, maybe. Actually, I think it is better than it. Strangely enough, I think I have gotten to be a better painter than I was in 2017. Now, granted, this has some more expressions and emotions in that face that is different, and that's that, and this is actually quite interesting. It's quite interesting. It's not terrible. I mean, but for a third time ever trying this, and then also with all that other experience painting and stuff skills that I've developed in the last 6 months, even, it's not bad. Okay, we'll just put this little darker color in here and a little bit around there. I don't know. This is making me laugh. Actually, it's really making me laugh. And this is. I don't think I'm gonna. Outside of just trying a little bit of a liner around the eyes, a thin line just to. But maybe I don't want to do that. I hope it. At first, I was thinking it was looking pretty intense, but does the face look gentle? I was hoping it to make it like a Norbert. Yeah. I'm hoping it has more like a gentle look. And you know, I have deep inset eyes, and it kind of sometimes people think I'm angry with because of that, but I'm not. I'm just have these Nordic eyes. I have these Scandinavian eyes, and they're kind of set back there, and I look a little bit more intense. So, what name do you think it should be? Norbert? Hmm. Boy, the rain's really coming down now. I gotta make sure my. No, that's fine. I don't mind that. Okay, so the. Wait, I hit the camera again. I'm not in any danger of the camera shutting off or the battery running dead. Not yet, but add a little darker there. But now that looks a little bit more intense. I don't really want to make it look intense at all. A little more. If I lighten that color up a little bit. Norbert. Okay. Norbert. Let's see. There was a pocket. If I had a shirt on, what side would the... I need to look at something. I can't... Let's see. Let's see. What side would a pocket be on? What side would the buttons be on? Okay, so the buttons would be coming down on this side. And a pocket on that side. Okay. Let's build a pocket on that side. Okay. And the buttons coming down here. Some big old red buttons. Maybe. And come back in and make a I want to put kind of a pocket in. Maybe it's like on a zipper or something like that. Kind of like here. Kind of maybe it moves around a bit like this and comes down. That. And then yeah, well, I want to put his name down there, like pocket protector, maybe Norbert. Need to make this kind of a little different shade, darker here, so you can see there is a pocket here. You know, unfortunately, my Sharpie is not. I think my Sharpie is running out of ink. But maybe I can use a pencil and write that Norbert. Yeah, maybe I can do that. I have a, maybe, let's see. I kind of want to do that. Oh, wait. Norbert. There we go. It's not quite. It's got, but maybe I'll just extend that pocket over a little bit. No. His name is written on his shirt, on a tag. Kind of, Norbert. We'll just leave it like that. It's official Norbert. Maybe it's got a pencil or something. Okay, so if I put a pencil, pencils are kind of yellow, aren't they? Maybe a different brush. The paint's getting kind of dried out, so I'm getting kind of gloopy. I'm really liking this. Thank you very much, Ange. Yeah, well, this has just been a whole lot of fun because I'm going to put a pencil here. Yeah, big yellow pencil. It's been fun because this is, I'm here trying to do something that I hadn't really done in like forever, or actually not really very good at, and just doing something different. I need like a big orange eraser or something like that. Big red eraser. Actually, the erasers aren't that color. Maybe we'll add some white onto it to. It's more like a matchstick now. Okay, let's do that. We'll do that. I'll have to get a deck that's. Let me get a deck that is shuffled. Because all those other decks I have not shuffled them yet. And I need a deck that's going to give me good. It's going to give good news. A good news deck, not the bad news ones. So we'll get a good news deck out. And so what his story is, Norbert. I want my favorite deck. My very favorite deck here. Where is my favorite deck at? I have, like, in my hands here, oh, there it is. It was underneath some tracing paper. And I really need, I almost need a housekeeper is what I need. I need some, I'm so terrible at housekeeping and that kinds of things. It's not really my oh shoot, I didn't want that to happen. See if I can lift off that color. Okay, I'm moving this out of the way. We'll put Norbert right over here. Okay. This is my favorite deck. I think it was the third or the third deck I bought. So the order of that I bought the decks were this one was the second. This one was the second deck. This was the first deck. This is the first deck I ever bought. This is the second one, and then I bought two others at the same time. Then the second decks were these two. This one and this one I bought at the same time. And so it kind of went like that. And this is a bad news deck. And I haven't really worked with this one too much because it had a smell on it, and so the smell on the cards was giving me a migraine. So this is like a bad news deck, and this is a good news deck. It can be, but this one is just really neat, though. This one's really is neutral. And so which one, and do you want Norbert to use? I want you to choose. You want the Radiant. All right. The Radiant. Radiant it is. I'm going to put all this stuff away. All right. For Norbert. And make sure I get the extra cards out. All right. I like these ones because they're so easy to shuffle. Those big full-size ones, you can't really riffle shuffle them. So Norbert, this is on my character Norbert here. What's Norbert's story? And so what is Norbert's story? So what's your story, Norbert? All right, we're going to do one card off the bottom, one card in the middle, and one over here. And so, Norbert, this is your story. So, it's one of inspiration, rebirth, and the star reversed. Why am I drawing a big old blank? Maybe it should go like this instead, huh? Or, yeah. Emotional needs, yeah. He needs to work on his emotional awareness. So in his rebirthing projects, he's got to he has some challenges in the emotional needs. That's what I get here. Yeah. He's a creative guy though. Creative guy, and is always in the process of rebirth, yeah. And heading into an emotional awakening. Yeah, that's right. I don't have all the cards memorized, and that's why I'm not doing readings at all, pretty much, because I don't have them memorized. And some days but yeah, here's Norbert. He feels disconnected, or there's disconnected from his emotions, or he's emotionally immature. Yeah. Norbert is emotionally immature. Hold on a second. Well, anyways, I need to wrap this up, and I had such a great time tonight here with you, Ange, and with Ramon, and with Jessica, and with that other guy who was here for a bit, and Aziru popped in for a minute or two as well. But this has been just a blessed night, just a blessed night altogether. And that's Norbert. And so we're going to do another one of these self-portraits. I'll just use one of my pictures from the past as a model. Or maybe I'll just take some random picture off the internet. I don't know. I'll do that. But it's nice that it became something different. Read more cards on them. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, yeah. I like the colors and textures on this thing. It's starting to grow on me. But I think I probably will do a little bit more work on the face. I think I might, providing if I don't take Mom. No, actually, I have another plan for tomorrow. Providing I don't have to take Mom to urgent care. She's not feeling very well. If we can get an appointment, so we don't have to sit in a waiting room for hours and hours and hours, I'd rather prefer to do that on Monday. To less of a risk of contracting some illness for 85-year-olds and so forth. And anyways, that's enough of that. And thank you very much for hanging out with me. And have a wonderful night. And if I don't see you tomorrow at 1, I to do my 1 o'clock. That's 1 o'clock Pacific time. I have something else I might want to try. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye, and thank you very much for tuning in.